forcing unhoused individuals into involuntary treatment, or worse, literally forcing them into jail, especially with the threat of unpaid labor. That is absolutely slavery. This type of legislation directly fuels the for-profit prison industry, creating a pipeline of individuals whose incarceration generates massive profits for billionaires and private corporations. It creates a financial incentive to criminalize poverty instead of solve it. So we know this is not a new issue. We know that this is not an isolated issue, right? It is a systemic problem that stands on the shoulders of a long history of vagrancy laws, anti-Black policies, Jim Crow laws. These were all designed to criminalize and control marginalized communities, especially Black Americans. This bill is a direct continuation of that legacy, right? It perpetuates a cycle of oppression. It Instead of punitive and exploitative measures, right, we should be advocating for solutions that are proven to work, comprehensive support systems that include accessible mental health care, right, addiction treatments, and most importantly, stable housing. People saying that like this is the only way to get people off of the street or to get them clean or whatever is false. It's just not true. We have decades of evidence from other countries that have successfully and humanely reduced homelessness. Finland, for example. We always talk about Finland. They have virtually eliminated street homelessness by adopting a housing first policy, right? So instead of forcing people to get clean before they can get a home, they provide unconditional permanent housing as the first step. So the stability of having a home makes it easier. It makes it possible for individuals to then voluntarily and more effectively engage with services for addiction, engage with services for mental health and employment. The way that Finland does it, it treats housing as a fundamental human right, which it is, right? Housing is not a reward that you earn. Other countries, Vienna, Austria, right? They have prevented widespread homelessness for generations through a system of high quality, affordable social housing. These successful models have proven that homelessness is a housing and a public health issue, right? It is not a criminal issue. They invest in people and they invest in infrastructure rather than investing in prisons and punishment and incarceration. Everyone deserves a chance to recover and thrive without the threat of being funneled into a system that is designed for profit and not people. And I know that a lot of people have this mentality, right? It's easier to just let them do it. Let's get the people off of the street, right? But I urge people who have that thought process to consider the history behind these laws and the modern day consequences of these laws, right? And instead of just going along with it, join in and advocating for compassionate, effective solutions.